If you want to find out a little bit more about how a musical is created, or information about the Queen's Council on the Arts Artist Commissioning Program, watch this video to get your questions answered. Hi everyone, my name is Marcus and I'm a musical theater writer, director, and composer, as well as the Queen's Council on the Arts Artist Commissioning Program 2020 awardee for playwriting for my musical Lucky 88. So for this video, I wanted to go through my 6 basic steps on how I write a musical and how I'm applying these steps to my current project, Lucky 88. But before we get started on that, I wanted to give you some information on the Artist Commissioning Program itself. So the Artist Commissioning Program was created by Queen's Council on the Arts in order to democratize the process of commissioning. So when you think of commissioning, usually think of terms of like rich people, kings, queens, the Vanderbilts, people with money and privilege who can commission art. So Queen's Council on the Arts wanted to put that power of commissioning into the hands of community members of specific neighborhoods in Queens. So the way this works is that they pick 2 neighborhoods every single year, and for my year it's Flushing and the Ridgewood Maspeth area, and they gather together a bunch of community members, people who are related to like each neighborhood, and those people are known as art commissioners. So the art commissioners are the ones who basically get to go through, they sit on the panel and then they go through all the different artist applications so that they get to decide which works of art that they want to commission for their own neighborhoods. And I was super lucky to be chosen for this year for the Flushing group. So my project as part of this program is to write a musical called Lucky 88 that is based around the lives of food court workers in Flushing. It's super exciting. There's never been like a musical about food court workers or even like about Flushing before, so I'm really excited to create this work. And today I wanted to share with you like my process in terms of like how I write every single musical. It's basically 6 basic steps and we are going to go through them now. So step number 1, that is conceptualization. So this is sort of like the brainstorming phase of like creating a musical. And basically what this means is that I'm thinking about it, I'm sort of plotting out all the different plot lines. The whole point of it for me is to get a beginning, a middle, and an end even before I write anything. So the conceptualization phase could look anywhere like this, this, or this. So the whole point of the conceptualization phase is basically for me to figure out where exactly am I going? What are my plot points? Who are the characters? What are the stories? That sort of thing. And for me, what I love to do is I love to like have a new notebook for every single project that I write. And I like to like note down all sorts of ideas that I have. Maybe I'll write like a different plot point. Like for example, like here, there are a bunch of like different notes that I have in terms of like the different scenes and that sort of thing. I love having a different notebook for every single project so that I can sort of like document every single project and also like keep all my ideas organized in one specific area. So step 2 is the actual writing of the script, and it basically looks like this. That wasn't super exciting, but you get my point. Interesting things about this process is that, well, I use Microsoft Word. I don't use Final Draft. I also use like the standard musical theater format. So that's basically Courier font, 12 size font. I center like all the character names. Anything that's like a lyric or something, I make them caps and then I sort of indent them over. And I usually like to write the book and the lyrics at the same time. So for me, like I usually write the words first and then the music. It really depends on you. So like if you're the kind of person that wants to write the music first and then the words, that's perfectly fine, but this is my process. So yeah, so I usually write the book and the lyrics together, which takes me to number 3, which is lyric writing. And lyric writing is, I tend to like want to do this like free-for-all improvisation. That's why the notebook comes in handy again. I tend to like write down like sort of specific words that I like to use and then eventually like get all the meaning out and start putting it together, and then that's how the lyrics to the songs start coming together. Step 4 is music composition. Yay! This is my favorite part. I actually like it better than writing lyrics because writing lyrics is sort of like making something out of nothing, whereas like music writing, you get to deal with like the different styles and there's already like a basic structure in there. So I feel like I have definitely a lot more fun when it comes to music composition. And for me, music composition can look like this. Underwater, each time I move my teeth underwater, gonna learn how to breathe. This. Or this. So the way I work is like I like to create the melody lines first, and then after that notate them down. I use finale, by the way. After I notate like the basic melody line down, that's when I start putting in all the other instruments so that it's a more full orchestration when it comes to the music score. So step 5 is when I have the music done, the words done. Now it's time for like some sort of reading. So what I love to do is basically get a bunch of actors, sit in the room, either read the script or they'll read the script and then I'll sing along just to give them a sense of like what the musical is all about, and then have a conversation with my actors. I feel like actors actually give really great feedback, so I definitely listen to them when it comes to like the table read, and then I try to incorporate as much of their notes as possible. And then that brings me to the next step. Step 6 is rewrites. So after I've gotten a bunch of notes from my actors, I like to go back and look at the script, see how I can strengthen it, see how I can strengthen the music, how can I make the storylines clearer, how can I make the characters more unique, more interesting. I also like to, send the script out to different people. So I have a bunch of different art commissioners who are actually going to be reading the script and giving me feedback, and this is going to help me strengthen my work. And this is something that I do for like all of my work. It's very difficult to have like a perfect first draft. It's just not possible, especially when it comes to musical theater. There's just like too many parts to it. So I love like just going back and forth between step 5, step 6, like reading it, rewriting it, reading it, rewriting it, and eventually when you get to like a polished level, then that's when you want to start creating a demo, and then that's when you want to start sending it out into the world and start pitching it to people. For this program, there's actually going to be a world premiere of this piece already, so I don't need to like be pitching so much of this project, but definitely I will be creating a demo for this show coming to you soon. So that's basically my process when it comes to writing musical theater. If you have any questions, please comment below, and if you have any, if you want to find out more about the artist commissioning program, please check out the links below, and I hope to see you soon.